Welcome to the Halloween Gala. Let's celebrate the spirit of the season in style. VE for the night of mystery, elegance, and perhaps a little bit of mischief. So, please, lose yourself in the magic of the evening. Eat, drink, and be scary. Let the festivities begin. The Rusty Cauldron. A Tuesday night at the Rusty Cauldron, a dive bar located exactly 3 miles past the Vale of the Living. The lighting is dim, mostly green soulfire, and the service is notoriously awful. The cast. Morgana, the witch, cynical, over-caffeinated, and tired of explaining that Eye of Newt is actually just a type of mustard seed. Maddie, Medusa, sarcastic, wears designer sunglasses, and her snakes are currently arguing with each other. Hesher, the headless horseman, speaks through a magical, echoing resonance in his chest. Very defensive about his pumpkin collection. Scully, the skeleton upon machine who is literally just happy to be included. Captain Barnaby, the pirate, smells like salt and bad decisions. Extremely confused by magic but loves the vibe. If one more person asks me for a love potion, I'm turning them into a seasonal allergy. I'm a necromantic arts major, not a matchmaker. Tell me about it. I tried a dating app last week. I put must love snakes in the bio. 3 guys showed up. One looked me in the eye and, well, now he's a very handsome coat rack in my foyer. A coat rack. That's stone cold, Maddie. Truly. At least ye have a foyer, lass. I've been sleeping in a hammock shared with a damp parrot and a ghost named Dave, who won't stop whistling sea shanties at 3 a.m. And don't get me started on traveling. I tried using those magical GPS orbs Morgana conjured to find the bathroom. Kept telling me to turn left at the Siren's Rock. I nearly crashed into a broom closet and took out a shelf of pickled toes. Be quiet, Barnaby. My snakes are getting a headache from your shouting. Especially Steve, he's very sensitive to high-pitched sea shanties and low-quality rum. You guys think you have it rough? I walked into a Starbucks today and the barista wrote pumpkin on my cup. I'm not a flavor, I'm a legend. Also, I keep dropping my keys. Do you know how hard it is to find keys when your peripheral vision is wherever you left your head? I feel your pain, Hesher. I don't have the stomach for these problems. Literally. I drank a beer 10 minutes ago and it's just a puddle around my stool now. Scully, for the love of the underworld, stop playing a xylophone solo on your ribs. It's tacky and you're off-key. Come on, Morgana. I'm just trying to have a rattling good time. Besides, I've got a bone to pick with the service here. I've been waiting for my decalciumated milk for 40 minutes. Seriously. The waiter saw my snakes and brought out a bowl of live mice. I ordered a charcuterie board, not a pet store buffet. The lack of cultural awareness is staggering. At least you get served food. I asked for buried treasure on the menu and the cook brought me a dirty potato. A dirty potato. The disrespect for the golden age of piracy is legendary. Barnaby, why are you even here? This isn't exactly Tortuga. I'm looking for a crew. But it's hard to find good help these days. Everyone wants benefits and not being cursed by an ancient Aztec deity. Soft, I tell ye. I could help you with the crew, Captain. One look from me and they'll stay exactly where you put them. Forever. Very low turnover rate. Very funny, Maddie. By the way, one of your hares is eating my garnish. Sorry. That's Slinky. He's a rescue. He's very reactive to citrus. So, Morgana, how's the turning people into frogs business? Is it still rib biting? One more pun, Scully, and they'll use your femur as a back scratcher. It's fine. Business is booming because everyone wants to hex their exes. It's the revenge economy. I've been thinking of rebranding. The Headless Horseman feels a bit aggressive. I'm thinking the cranially challenged equestrian. That's terrible, mate. You need fear. You need the Doom Rider. You need a parrot. Everything is better with a parrot. I just want a spa day. Do you know how hard it is to get a massage when the therapist is afraid to touch your neck? And don't get me started on the no pets allowed policy at the sauna. These are my sisters, Kevin. I can give you a spell for that, Maddie. It's a simple perception filter. To everyone else, your snakes will look like a very elaborate, moving 90s blowout. That actually sounds amazing. What's the catch? I need a lock of hair from a headless man. Oh, very mature, Morgana. Very mature. Speaking of mature, does anyone have a spectral quarter? I parked my horse, Daredevil, in a no phantoms zone outside and the valet is a literal gargoyle. He won't budge, and he keeps trying to eat the saddle. It's been a day. I tried to take a selfie earlier and accidentally used my pumpkin instead of my actual head. Now there's a glitch in the veil filter on my soul that makes me look like a Cinderella extra. You're lucky. I'm currently being cancelled on Witch Talk because I said broomsticks are more eco-friendly than flying carpets. The rug lovers are ruthless. They sent a swarm of moths to my cottage. Well, look on the bright side, at least we're all dead tired of the same things. It really puts the grave in the gravity of the situation, doesn't it? Enough jabbering. Who's paying the tab? I've got nothing but doubloons, and the bartender says they don't accept currency from non-existent empires. I'm broke. I'm a skeleton crew, remember? Don't look at me. I've lost my head, and my wallet, somewhere in Sleepy Hollow. Does anyone want to argue with me about who pays? Relax. I put it on the Devil's tab. He owes me a favor after I fixed his Wi-Fi in the 9th circle. Apparently, eternal torment is much worse when the Netflix buffering wheel is stuck at 99%. You're a real lifesaver, Morgana. Or a death saver. To the witch. And to a night where nobody got petrified, plundered, or misplaced their skull. Speak for yourself. Does anyone see where I put my pumpkin? I think the bartender is carving it for a pie. I'll go get it. Come on, Slinky, quit biting the pirate's peg leg. It's not a chew toy. I hope you all are enjoying the funny, witty, and spooky conversation between the witch, the Medusa, Scully, the Headless Horseman, and the pirate. So stay tuned and watch with us the next episode and have fun. Enjoy! Midnight on the High Seas, a nautical nightmare. The creaky, salt-stained deck of the barnacled Banshee, Captain Barnaby's ghost ship. It is midnight, the fog is thick enough to chew, and the crew is currently on a union-mandated break. The setting, a ship deck illuminated by glowing green lanterns. The sea is black, and the air smells like ozone and old seaweed. The cast. Morgana, the witch, cynical, overcaffeinated, and tired of explaining that Eye of Newt is actually just a type of mustard seed. Maddie, Medusa, sarcastic, wears designer sunglasses, and her snakes are currently arguing with each other. Hesher, the Headless Horseman, speaks through a magical, echoing resonance in his chest. Very defensive about his pumpkin collection. Scully, the skeleton upon machine who is literally just happy to be included. Captain Barnaby, the pirate, smells like salt and bad decisions. Extremely confused by magic but loves the vibe. Motion sickness vs curses. Barnaby, I swear by the gods, if this ship doesn't stop pitching, I'm going to turn the entire Atlantic into a decorative paperweight. My snakes are literally getting tangled in knots. Toughen up, serpent scalp. 'Tis but a gentle swell. The sea is me mistress, and she's feelin' frisky tonight. Your mistress is currently giving me a migraine. I'm trying to brew a simple elixir of eternal agony, but the salt spray is messing with the pH balance. It's supposed to be midnight violet, not shrimp scampi pink. I've got no center of gravity. Every time we hit a wave, my left femur tries to migrate to the poop deck. I feel like a bag of dice being shaken by a giant. I've lost my head. Literally. It rolled into the cargo hold 10 minutes ago. If anyone sees a flaming gourd near the gunpowder, please intervene. The logistics of terror. Why are we even out here? Halloween is meant for the mainland. That's where the candy and the screaming children are. I'm avoiding the witch hunters. And by that, I mean the influencers who want to film me for their aesthetic spooky vlogs. I turned one into a toad yesterday, and his phone kept recording. Do you know how hard it is to delete a TikTok with a claw? I came for the privacy. It's hard to find a quiet place when your hair is constantly whispering gossip about the neighbors. At least out here, the only thing to look at is the horizon. And the occasional seagull I accidentally petrify. I'm just here because the pirate promised me a ribeye steak. I'm beginning to think it was a very cruel play on words. I'm mostly here because the horse can't swim. He's currently in a life vest in the galley, and he's humiliated. Also, Barnaby, your ghost crew is just a bunch of wet bed sheets on pulleys. I'm not impressed. Ghost stories v insecurities. Bed sheets? That's craftsmanship, ye headless hooligan. It's about the theater of piracy. The fear. The oops. Blast it, Scully. Keep your appendages in the upright and locked position. Sorry. It's the humidity. My joints are expanding. I'm basically a walking wind chime at this point. Oh, look. A vision. It's a group of teenagers in a motorized boat coming this way. They have a ghost hunting kit and a bag of Cheetos. Great! More content creators. If they ask me for my skincare routine, I'm taking the glasses off. Nay. Well, give them a show. Scully, go stand by the mast and look for shadowing. Morgana, make the fog turn a sickly shade of neon. Horseman, just stand there and look tall. It's your only move. The final stand, and snacks. I'm not being a prop. Unless there's snacks. Did anyone bring those miniature chocolate bars? I can't eat them, but I like to watch them melt near my neck stump. I have some bones, but they're mostly just calcium supplements. I've got a bag of enchanted candy corn. It makes your voice sound like a pipe organ for 3 hours. Give it here. If I'm going to be a monster, I might as well have a dramatic baritone. Fear me, mortals. And bring me some anti-frizz serum. Now that's the spirit. Man the stations. We've got an hour of Halloween left, a ship full of freaks, and a bunch of tourists to traumatize. I'm ready. I'm gonna go rattle my rib cage at the moon. Found my head. It was in a bucket of mop water. Let's do this. I hope you all are enjoying the funny, witty, and spooky conversation between the witch, the Medusa, Scully, the Headless Horseman, and the pirate. So stay tuned and watch with us the next episode and have fun. Enjoy! The Table of Terror, a Halloween night. Setting, a damp, fog-filled tavern at the edge of the Sleepy Hollow woods. A single, flickering candle sits in the center of a scarred wooden table. The cast. Morgana, the witch, cynical, over-caffeinated, and tired of explaining that Eye of Newt is actually just a type of mustard seed. Maddie, Medusa, sarcastic, wears designer sunglasses, and her snakes are currently arguing with each other. Hesher, the Headless Horseman, speaks through a magical, echoing resonance in his chest. Very defensive about his pumpkin collection. Scully, the skeleton upon machine who is literally just happy to be included. Captain Barnaby, the pirate, smells like salt and bad decisions. Extremely confused by magic but loves the vibe. The Fashion Police. If one more teenager asks if my nose is a prosthetic, I'm turning them into a seasonal gourd. I've been practicing the crone look for 4 centuries. It's not a costume, it's a brand. Tell me about it. I'm wearing 3 layers of Dior silk just to keep the snakes from nipping at the trick-or-treaters. And you, points to skeleton, put some clothes on. It's 50 degrees out. Why? I don't feel the chill. I'm just chilled to the bone. Besides, I spent all morning bleaching. I've never looked more radiant. You call that radiant? You look like a pile of kindling. Now, look at me finery. I've got gold teeth, a velvet coat, and a parrot that's currently passed out in me pocket. That's atmosphere. At least you have a place to put a hat. I have to balance my head on my lap just to eat a sandwich. It's a postural nightmare. The occupational hazards. Does anyone else hate the spooky decor? Every year, people put out those cheap plastic stone statues in their yards. It's cultural appropriation. My ancestors worked hard to turn real people into marble. It's an art form. At least they don't hang silhouettes of you on every door. Do you know how hard it is to fly a broom in high winds? The aerodynamics are a disaster. I have chronic lower back pain from the lack of lumbar support. Try steering a ghost ship through the fog with a crew that's literally transparent. I shouted all hands on deck yesterday, and half of them floated right through the wood. I'm basically sailing a colander. I have it the worst. People keep trying to use my ribs as a xylophone. Do you know how humiliating it is to be played like a musical instrument by a 5-year-old dressed as a dinosaur? I once chased a schoolteacher for 3 miles and then realized I'd forgotten my pumpkin at the pub. I was just a guy in a cape running aimlessly. It was embarrassing. The modern world problems. Can we talk about selfies? I tried to take one this morning. Boom. Shattered the iPhone screen. My hair is too high definition for the hardware. I tried to switch to a vacuum cleaner once. You know, modernize. Nearly got sucked into a black hole when I tried to add a hovering spell. Stick to the bristles, girls. I tried one of them dating apps. Put love's long walks on the beach and pillaging in me bio. No matches. Just a bunch of bots asking if I've been in a car accident that wasn't me fault. I'm on a diet. No body fat, obviously, but I'm trying to increase my calcium. I'm terrified of osteoporosis. If I trip, I'm basically a 500-piece puzzle. GPS is the worst. In 200 yards, turn left. I don't have ears, Siri. I'm navigating by sheer vibes and vengeance. The last call. Well, the sun is coming up. My skin is starting to itch. I need to go hide in a damp cave for 12 hours. I'm going to go put my snakes in rollers. They're exhausted from all the hissing. It's been a long night of stony silences. I'm off to find me ship. I think I parked it in a no-wake zone. If I get another ticket from the Coast Guard, I'm gonna lose me mind. I'm just going to go find a nice hat rack. Happy Halloween, you freaks. I'm just going to go find a nice hat rack. Happy Halloween, you freaks. Same time next year. I hope you all are enjoying the funny, witty, and spooky conversation between the witch, the Medusa, Scully, the Headless Horseman, and the pirate. So stay tuned and watch with us the next episode and have fun. Enjoy! Graveyard Shift, the Midnight Poker Game. The Gray Mist Cemetery. The moon is a sharp silver sickle, and the atmosphere is heavy with the scent of damp earth and overpriced grave wax. The setting, a crumbling Victorian cemetery. Willow trees weep over the monuments, and the sound of an owl is occasionally interrupted by the clicking of bone against stone. The cast. Morgana, the witch cynical, overcaffeinated, and tired of explaining that eye of newt is actually just a type of mustard seed. Maddie, Medusa sarcastic, wears designer sunglasses, and her snakes are currently arguing with each other. Hesher, the headless horseman, speaks through a magical, echoing resonance in his chest. Very defensive about his pumpkin collection. Scully, the skeleton upon machine who is literally just happy to be included. Captain Barnaby, the pirate, smells like salt and bad decisions. Extremely confused by magic but loves the vibe. The seating chart. Honestly, Barnaby, did you have to park the ship so far away? My boots are caked in mud, and this grave belongs to a Ebenezer Pringle. He was a notorious bore in the 1700s, and his ghost is already complaining about the noise. Quit your yapping, Morgana. The cemetery is neutral ground. No navy, no witch hunters, and best of all, no property taxes. Besides, Scully here feels right at home. It's true. It's like a high school reunion, but everyone's had a lot of work done. Look at that mausoleum over there, marble pillars. That's old money decay right there. I hate it. It's too damp. My snakes are trying to hibernate in my scarf. And can we talk about the lighting? It's either pitch black or eerie glow. There is no middle ground for a girl to check her eyeliner. I almost tripped over a decorative iron fence. Do you have any idea how hard it is to maintain a menacing aura when you're doing a faceplant into a bed of petunias? The haunting competition. So, how was everyone's peak hour? I cursed a local well, but honestly, the village has running water now, so it felt a bit performative. I spent 30 minutes standing perfectly still in a garden. A couple walked by and argued for 10 minutes about whether I was mid-century modern or classic Greek. I almost turned them to stone just for the insult to my era. I tried to haunt the local pub. I walked through the wall, let out a blood-curdling scream, and the bartender just asked if I had a reservation for the pirate-themed trivia night. I've never felt so unseen. I hid in a closet. When the person opened it, I just fell out in a heap. They didn't even scream. They just started looking for a screwdriver to fix the prop. I'm a medical marvel, not a DIY project. I chased a teenager on a moped. He was faster than the horse. He recorded me on his phone and yelled, "Sick cosplay, bro. I'm retiring. I'm literally retiring tomorrow." Grave grievances. Let's play for stakes. If I win, Medusa has to give me some of that snake venom for my instant regret potion. Fine. But if I win, you have to brew me a potion that stops my hair from hissing during movies. I tried to watch a rom-com last night and the cobras kept spoiling the ending. I'm out. I can't hold a poker face. I don't have a face. You can see my thoughts through my eye sockets. It's a tactical disadvantage. Me cards are soggy. Everything I touch turns to damp. And why is there a cat watching us? That's my familiar, Malphus. He's judging your betting strategy. He says your all-in is as weak as your rum. The final moonlight. The fog is lifting. I can see the Starbucks down the road opening up. The spooky window is closing, boys. Wait. I think I hear a tour group. The Haunted History Walk is coming this way. Everyone, look busy. Finally. Some respect. Scully, get in the grave. Morgana, start cackling. Medusa, look statuesque. This is so undignified. I'm a collection of 206 bones, not a jump scare. Just do it. We have 5 minutes to save our reputations before we have to go back to being misunderstood myths for another year. I'm going to throw my head at the tour guide. It's the only way they'll learn. I hope you all are enjoying the funny, witty, and spooky conversation between the witch, the Medusa, Scully, the Headless Horseman, and the pirate. So stay tuned and watch with us the next episode and have fun. Enjoy! The Spooky Soiree, Holiday Roast. Setting, a damp, fog-filled tavern at the edge of the Sleepy Hollow Woods. A single, flickering candle sits in the center of a scarred wooden table. The cast. Morgana, the witch, cynical, over-caffeinated, and tired of explaining that Eye of Newt is actually just a type of mustard seed. Maddie, Medusa, sarcastic, wears designer sunglasses, and her snakes are currently arguing with each other. Hesher, the Headless Horseman, speaks through a magical, echoing resonance in his chest. Very defensive about his pumpkin collection. Scully, the skeleton upon machine who is literally just happy to be included. Captain Barnaby, the pirate, smells like salt and bad decisions. Extremely confused by magic but loves the vibe. If one more person asks me if this is organic, I'm turning them into a seasonal peppermint toad. At least you have skin. My moisturizer froze. I tried to put on a Santa hat, but the snakes bit the pom-pom off. Could be worse. I tried to hang a mistletoe. I missed. Give it a rest, Crane. At least you have a neck to hang things on. I'm just a bag of wind chimes in this draft. R, stop your rattling. I've spent Christmas at sea with nothing but salted ham and a parrot that swears in Latin. This is luxury. It's 2025, Barnaby. Luxury isn't a damp basement with a pirate who smells like old bait. And why are we celebrating New Year? It's just another 365 days of people screaming when they look at me. I like the new year. It's the only time people are as thin as I am, usually by the second week of January. Resolution: find a head that doesn't rot by Tuesday. I tried a resolution once. Stop stealing. Lasted 4 minutes. I stole the resolution list from the captain. I'm pivoting to green magic this year. No more bat wings. Just kale and bad intentions. Is that why the eggnog tastes like a lawnmower? Clack, clack, clack. That's just the witch's way of saying she's out of eye of newt. Speaking of eyes, I've got one. And it's on that shiny gold ball on the tree. Is it real? It's plastic, Barnaby. Leave the decor alone. The skeleton is trying to use his ribs as a xylophone to play Jingle Bells again. It's a classic. And I've got the natural acoustics for it. If you start playing, I'm taking my sunglasses off. Don't think I won't turn a xylophone into a rock garden. Shiver me timbers, she's grumpy. Someone get the lady a glass of grog. I put a new year, new you hex on the grog. Drink it and you'll grow a conscience. Ye demon! Keep your dark arts away from my moral ambiguity. I don't need a conscience. I don't even have a stomach. I just drink for the aesthetic. It just pours straight through onto the floor. It's gross, Scully. Can we talk about the Secret Santa? Who gave me the bottle of shampoo? It was a joke, Manny. For the snakes. They prefer conditioner. It helps with the shedding. I gave the horseman a pumpkin carver. Thought it was practical. Yeah, Barnaby. That's like giving a man a guillotine for his birthday. I thought he could use it for grooming. Men. No brains. Hey! I had a brain. It was. Well, it's gone now, but I remember it being very high quality. Mine was mostly used for plotting. Now it's just used for keeping these snakes from tangling. Midnight is coming. Should we do a countdown? To what? Another year of being monsters? To the next raid? To the gold? To the... Wait, what day is it? It's New Year's Eve, you salt-crusted buffoon. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If the ball drops and I'm still in this basement, I'm cursing the landlord. 5, 4, 3. I'm gonna kiss the parrot. 2, 1. Happy New Year. Nothing changed. I'm still stone cold gorgeous. And I'm still a bona fide legend. Fine. Pass the eggnog. But if I see a reindeer on the roof, it's going in the pot. To 2026. May your loot be heavy and your curses be light. I hope you all are enjoying the funny, witty, and spooky conversation between the witch, the Medusa, Scully, the Headless Horseman, and the pirate. So stay tuned and watch with us the next episode and have fun. Enjoy! The Cold Truth, a Winter Postmortem. The sun is bright, the air is crisp, and the atmosphere is aggressively cheerful. Our supernatural squad has gathered in a public park on a clear, freezing January afternoon. The setting, a bright, blue sky winter day. No fog, no shadows, just blindingly white snow and the judging eyes of joggers. The cast. Morgana, the witch, cynical, overcaffeinated, and tired of explaining that eye of newt is actually just a type of mustard seed. Maddie, Medusa, sarcastic, wears designer sunglasses, and her snakes are currently arguing with each other. Hesher, the Headless Horseman, speaks through a magical, echoing resonance in his chest. Very defensive about his pumpkin collection. Scully, the skeleton upon machine who is literally just happy to be included. Captain Barnaby, the pirate, smells like salt and bad decisions. Extremely confused by magic but loves the vibe. The vulnerability of daylight. My eyes. It's like the universe turned on a fluorescent light in a bathroom at 3 a.m. Why is the sun so assertive today? I feel exposed. In the dark, I'm a mythic terror. In this light, I look like a lady with a very expensive, very agitated hat. My snakes are trying to burrow into my puffer jacket for warmth. 'Tis a cruel sky. There's no horizon to hide behind when the air is this clear. I can see the stains on me waistcoat from the 1700s. I look less like a scourge of the seven seas and more like a scourge of the local thrift store. I'm literally a radiator with no heater. The wind is whistling through my ribs like a pan flute. Does anyone have any WD-40? My kneecaps are frozen solid. I feel ridiculous. I'm a silhouette-based entity. Without shadows, I just look like a guy who forgot how to use a scarf. Also, the glare off the snow is making my neck stump itch. The normalcy problem. Look at those people over there. Jogging. In shorts. In this weather. And they think we are the monsters. I tried to cast a cloak of eternal darkness 10 minutes ago. The sun just ate it. It's too dry for magic. You need a little humidity, a little mystery. This high-definition weather is ruining my brand. I look like I have pores. A witch shouldn't have pores. I tried to prank a child by the frozen pond. I popped out and said, "Boo." He just asked if I was an anatomical model for the local college and offered me a sip of his kale smoothie. It was humiliating. I tried to bury me treasure in the woods back there. The ground is frozen harder than a mermaid's heart. I broke me best shovel and found nothing but a fiber optic cable. A dog tried to pee on my boots. I tried to hiss, but my pumpkin is currently at 4% battery because of the cold. I had to just stand there and look rustic. Seasonal Affective Disorder, Monsters Edition. I'm thinking of moving to Seattle. I need clouds. I need gray. This clear blue sky is an insult to my temperament. I miss October. October was moody. October had vibes. Right now, I just feel like an unemployed librarian who's really into DIY taxidermy. I actually like the ice. It's the only time I feel solid. But I saw a group of kids playing hockey with a frozen turnip, and it gave me a very specific kind of anxiety about my skull. I miss the fog, mates. In the fog, I'm a legend. In the winter sun, I'm just a man with a vitamin D deficiency and a very confused parrot. I'm going to go stand in that dark tunnel under the bridge. At least there, people will think I'm a structural defect rather than a tourist. The retreat. That's it. I'm going home to sit in a windowless room and stare at a black candle until I feel spooky again. Wait for me. I need to get my snakes into a warm bath. They've started biting each other just to keep the blood flowing. Can someone carry my left arm? It's frozen to the table. Come on, you bag of calcium. Let's get you to a boiler room. Well, wait out the sun and pray for a blizzard. See you all at the next eclipse. This daytime thing is for the birds. And not even the cool, raven-type birds. The pigeons. The sun has reached its peak, reflecting off the snow with a brightness that feels like a personal attack. The group is now huddled behind a large, frozen cedar tree, trying to find the one sliver of shade in the entire park. The Great Thaw v. the tech support. If the sun reflects off Scully's cranium one more time, I'm going to have a permanent retinal burn. You're like a human disco ball, darling. tone it down. I can't help it. Unpolished. It's the dry winter air, it really brings out the luster in my parietal bone. Besides, look at the pirate. He's literally steaming. That be the ghost rod of Ackerton. I haven't been this dry since the great drought of 12. I feel light. I feel airy. I don't like it. A pirate should always feel slightly waterlogged, like a heavy sponge. My hair is officially static white. Do you know what happens when a dozen vipers get static electricity? They're sticking to my face like Velcro. I look like a Medusa-themed pom-pom. Does anyone have a USB-C cable? My head is literally going into low power mode. If I shut down, I'm just a headless guy standing in a park, and that's how you get arrested for loitering. I don't use cables, keys. I use ley lines and raven spit. Although, I did see a jogger back there with a portable power bank. I could hex him and steal it. No hexing. It's too bright for magic. People will see the sparks. Just ask him nicely. Or, take off your veil and let me look at him for a second. We'll have a permanent charging station right here in the park. The identity crisis. Is it just me, or is the spooky industry dying? I saw a dog wearing a sweater with a picture of a skeleton on it. My literal internal structure is now a cute winter motif. The world's gone soft. I remember when seeing a black flag meant you'd be praying to Neptune for mercy. Now, I saw a pirate-themed gastropub downtown. They serve kale on a plank. I almost wept into me grog. Try being a witch in the era of wellness culture. I try to sell a classic curse of insomnia, and people ask if it's organic or if it contains gluten. No, it contains spite and nightshade. That's the point. I miss the 1800s. You could just ride through a village, and people would hide in their cellars. Now, they try to feed the horse carrots and ask what breed he is. He's a nightmare, Karen. He eats fear, not organic root vegetables. At least you guys aren't used for Vogue editorials. I saw a model last week wearing a headpiece made of rubber snakes. Rubber. The sheer lack of craftsmanship. My girls were offended. They wanted to hiss at the magazine, but they were too busy trying to stay warm. Sure. Look. There's a group of toddlers coming toward the playground. Hide the rum. And the hook. If one more 4-year-old asks if I'm Captain Jack, I'm walking myself off the plank. Everyone, look. Wholesome. like we're part of a very depressing community theater production of The Nutcracker. I'm just gonna pretend I'm a very tall, very lost snowman. Good luck, everyone.